Right then, so I've got to talk you through the common mistakes, the top 5 common mistakes that I see. Now, as an angling coach, I see a lot of mistakes pretty much daily. So as I say, I'm going to show you through 5 of the most common. Let's start with number 1.
Let's start at number 4, just to be honest.
No, I'm going to start at number 1.
Yeah, when you're ready.
So, number 1, most common mistake is fishing too heavy a line. As a coach, as I say, when I get there and I get to the swim and the angler sets up, I always make sure they're setting up first. I get to see the rigs. They'll be on sort of like 0.20 as a diameter main line and pretty much similar for a hook length. Oh, we've got a spot of rain and everything, Rich. Better get it done quick then, haven't I? So yeah, 0.20 is miles too heavy, especially for sort of F1s, things like that. It's far too thick. You want to be on sort of this time of year a 0.12 as a hook length. 0.12, 0.13s, bang on. Coming into winter time, 0.8s and 0.10s, but certainly don't use a 0.20, go to a 0.12. Number 2 is the float bristle and how much you should have out of the water. I see a lot of anglers with literally that much bristle out of the water. Now, that's all good and well if it's like choppy today and you're fishing well over depth for sort of bream and that, but a lot of the fishing that I cater for sort of like F1 fishing, and if you've got that much out, you're getting them little dinky bites. They're proper bites, you'll be striking at them. So what you've got to do is dot it right down so you've got about 5 or 6 mil showing, put a little bit of grease on and you'll see every bite going. Eesh. Number 3, and it's feeding in quantities. This time of year the fish are on the feed, they really want that bait going in. So time and time again I see anglers putting sort of like 10 and 12 maggots in every half an hour. No. You want to be putting sort of like 30, 35 maggots in, literally every sort of 20 to 30 seconds, especially when you want to get them shallow. Make sure you're putting more feed in and constant. Little and often's a very good key, but it's one of them. You've got to keep it going in all the time. As soon as you stop, anglers are doing it around you, they're going to nick fish off you. And we don't want them nicking fish, do we? Oh no. Number 4, elastic choice this time. Time and time again I see anglers fishing too heavy elastic, especially on things like Ide and F1s. You've got to fish a nice soft elastic. This is the MAP Twin Core 5-8s and pretty much this does all of my summer fishing, even into the winter. It's just nice and soft, it cushions everything. If you're fishing too heavy elastic, you're just going to bump fish all day long. So fish a nice soft one and you won't have any trouble at all. Number 5 then. Backshots, it's massive for me, you know, especially when it's windy like this and I'm fishing on the far side. If your pole's blowing all the way, all over the place, your float's going to be moving all over the place. So you can see what I've got here. I've got quite a long bit of line between my pole tip and float. Now the idea of that backshot, we've got 3 number 8s on there, is to try and get a sort of an L shape going on. So that pole can be doing what it wants over the top of the float, but the float stays and remains motionless. You know, it's just sitting there, perfect. The other tip I'll give you as well is to tip them backshots out white when you're fishing into sort of a dark coloured background so you can see them basically. But just bear in mind, as long as you've got that L shape going on all the time, you'll not have a trouble. I can't stress the importance of having backshots on mates. Even when it's flat calm, I'll still put them on because it allows you to have that pole tip right above the float so when you get a bite, boosh, you're straight into them. So that's it then, that's your top 5 common mistakes that I see as an angling coach. Bearing in mind I'm fishing every day, I love my job. It's proper, innit, Rich? It is good, innit? If you just sort of like go down that route, follow the advice that I've set out for you, there's a lot more I could cover, but I don't want to give all my secrets away. I want you to pay me lots and lots of pennies to come and coach you. But honestly, if you stick to them 5, them are the 5 most common ones that I see. Douche, get it sorted.